What is good, my peeps? And I'm back. It's your knuckle Big Rucker. Back at you again. Batteries recharged and ready to get up and at 'em. And play the catch-up game big time. Hope you guys have been well. As I stated, I've had to go on and get my batteries recharged. And I'm now back at, the full strength and ready to play that big roll of catch-up. I'm up and at 'em. And we're going to pick up basically where we left off, and that is with Marvel's 85th anniversary, celebrating Marvel 85 years. We're going to kick this off, resume, I should say, with, you see what's going on before you. We have got Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch, and you see what's going on in the packaging. This is a deluxe, obviously, and you can see some of the accessories and what's going on behind the motorcycle. And, of course, the Ghost Rider logo right there at the right side of the packaging there. We've got some nice artwork of Ghost Rider. And then, of course, in the back, you've got a nice digital image, toy photography, and some thumbnails of what's going on with the figure, with the bike in particular. Got a little read up there too as well, and taking it right there back to the front. Now here's the clamshell, or I should say clamshells, since there is another one behind what you see here out of the packaging. And as you can see, the bike is some assembly required, and we'll do that off screen because well, I'm quite sure a lot of you have probably already seen this particular figure and bike, so you already know what it looks like, and somebody's probably already put you on point on how to put it together, so I won't waste your time. You see the accessory, a flame effect right there, and like I stated, there is another clamshell behind, and you see the additional accessory, fire accessories right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this bad boy together and be right back. Here's a closer look at the accessories that came with this deluxe set. You've got, of course, those flame effects that we saw, and those are basically stands for the cycle to give the appearance of, taking off and leaving flames behind in its wake. You have another flame stand there that is used to, basically enable the bike to pop a wheelie. And of course, you see the chain that we always seem to get with Ghost Riders is definitely appropriate in this case because it does belong to Dan Ketch, who was the first Ghost Rider to introduce the flaming chain. And then last and certainly not least, we have an additional pair of hands, an open grasping left hand and a right fist with some knuckle dusters. And here we have Dan Ketch, aka the Ghost Rider, on his Hellcycle, all in his glory on a rotating base. And this has been a long time coming. We've wanted a Dan Ketch version of Ghost Rider for a minute, and especially that Hellcycle. Everybody has their own opinions, but I always thought that this particular cycle was the best looking out of all of the Hellcycles we've seen over the years, over the decades now. Yeah, I think this is definitely a winner. We do have, as you could see, Dan Ketch is on there. He can, the bike doesn't have, it doesn't have any type of stand for itself, minus the accessories. So I've got him, leaning, with a foot down, like any biker would actually do. So you can get away with that for sure. And you see, we've got the flaming tires there, looking pretty good. We'll take a closer look at all of that when we get them off the base. We'll check out the bike first, and then we'll peep the figure. All right, taking a look at the bike first. We have right off the bat, I mean, I love the bike, but I already see issues. I already have issues. We'll go with we'll call it the faceplate. I'm loving the detail. It's beat up. It's definitely beat up. I'll get in closer for that in a moment. But right now, what's concerning me are these eye uh, eye sockets, if you will. I don't believe, they're of course, they're just openings. But I believe they should have had some type of covering, like maybe white or something. If I'm not mistaken, if I recall correctly, they were not see through, or definitely they weren't openings. That's for sure. So right off the bat, point something out. But this is a review, so it's got to be that way. Anyway, getting in for a closer look, there's more of that detail. You could see it now that we're in closer. And what I'm talking about, we've got scuffs and scratches. I'm loving that attention to detail for sure. So that definitely looks pretty good. Spinning around so we can get a look at the handlebars. We've got all of our instrumentation in there. These, of course, are just like, stick-ons or whatever, but that's pretty cool. We have our symbol right here. Dan Ketch usually has to touch this in order to become Ghost Rider. At least that's how it was back in the 90s when he first came out. He doesn't really have to do that anymore. But it's good to know that we got some nice, differentiation with color there. We've got the handlebars are black. Everything else is silver. Our lines from I'm losing my train of thought here, but you guys know what these are. Anyway, we've got those, so that's pretty cool. The seat. Very nice coloration for there. We've got the foot guards right there, and then of course there are the wheels, which of course can spin. Everything's looking nice. Unfortunately, there is no articulation. You can't move the front wheel. The handlebars don't move either, so that's a bummer. It is what it is, but we've got some nice. At least, with the translucent giving the effect that it's on fire. So that's pretty nice there, going on there with the bike. As far as the flame accessories are concerned, which of course also substitute as a stand, you get two, as we've seen before, one for the front. And you could get away with just the one to make it stand, but of course that doesn't look cool. And one for the rear. And that's what it would look like when you go ahead and have it going on real strong. Looking at Ghost Rider, at first glance, most would think, been there, done that. We've seen this before because we've gotten a few Ghost Riders in the past. One in the quite recent past, the last couple of years, if I'm not mistaken. But you would be mistaken to use that word a second time. We do have differences. The skull, believe it or not, is a different sculpt, and still have the articulated jaw there. Our upper torso is different type of jacket, because this is Dan Ketch. It's not that striped. It's not striped, but Johnny Blaze had like a rectangular ring around his biker suit, or whatever you call those. This guy's got a jacket there, folder with the flyaway collar going on. So that's different. You got the spikes on the shoulders, and he's got the spikes on the wrists. Then when you get down to the lower torso, same old. The left leg has got the spikes around that calf area. Nothing going on here on his right leg. And that's not all of it. The most telling the most telling, keep him centered, the most telling difference would be the height. You can see right there, I've got our Danny right there in the center, and he's shorter than the two Ghost Riders that are flanking him. On our left is the that retro series Ghost Rider that we got not too long ago, and this is representative of Johnny Blaze. It was still kind of sort of it wasn't accurate because he's got the chain, as you could see, and Johnny Blaze wasn't rocking the chain when he was the one and only Ghost Rider. And then, of course, we've got the legendary riders that we've had for a while now. It's amazing how time flies. And you see what I was talking about when I said about the the rectangular lines that are on the perimeter of the chest, and this is also supposed to be representative of Johnny Blaze. And this was also inaccurate too, even though we got the bike with him. He's got the chain, and like I said before, Johnny Blaze doesn't really or didn't really rock a chain before. This, of course, is accurate because that is what Danny Ketch has done. Getting back to the height issue here, you see how much shorter our Danny is compared to the other two, and by extension, other legends. That was it's kind of messed up. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Danny Ketch is shorter than Johnny Blaze. However, when they transform into Ghost Rider, Ghost Rider is just 6'1" or 6'2", I believe, 6'2", no matter who the host is. When he becomes Ghost Rider, that's the height that he's supposed to be. So we had gotten an explanation at Comic-Con that Danny Ketch is based on what Danny Ketch's height is, and I had to call BS on that because, once again, as I stated, as Ghost Rider, it's the same height, 6'2". But I digress. Peeping the articulation for our Ghost Rider, head is on a I want to say it's on a hinge. It is, but it's pretty because you've got the flame coming off the neck, it makes it kind of problematic to go up, but you can get some up, you can get some down a little bit, just the tiniest bit of the pivot, and you can rotate it left and right. The shoulders, you can get more than 90 degrees as far as the T-pose is concerned. You have the rotation. You can draw back. He has no butterfly joints, but he does rear back decently. Gotta hand that. Of course, you're not going to get much on the clapping, so it is what it is. We've got the bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows. We have a wrist hinge that works, swivels, and horizontal on both sides there, and on the extra hands as well. We've got an ab crunch, as you can see there. You can go forward that far back. That far forward, this far back. You've got a waist swivel. You've got drop down legs. You can kick that high up, that far back. You've got the thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees. Very nice. Mine's kind of tight, not too tight, but enough to give, I'd rather them tight than be loose. You've got the swivel at the top of the boot. You could point your toe that far forward, that far up. You've got ankle pivot, and you have holes at the bottom of your feet. That is the articulation scheme for Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider. Here's Ghost Rider on the bike, and the other accessory that enables the bike to pop a wheelie, as you can see, and still keep it looking gangster as far as the flame effects are going on. Now, what isn't gangster, you see, I've got Ketch wielding his chain. The problem is he's still wearing his chain, and he would always take it off. So, I mean, that's a nitpick, I admit, but it kind of sort of doesn't make sense if you know anything about Ghost Rider. That doesn't make sense. When he's wielding his chain in his hand, there's nothing around his chest. But I will attempt to take that off when I do my closing shot, and we'll see what he looks like that way. Now, for a different kind of comparison, we've got our three Ghost Riders on their respective bikes. Obviously, Dan Ketch is on his Hellcycle. The legendary riders, Johnny Blaze, is on his. And as far as our retro card Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, I went on and, shall we say, pilfered this bike from the original Johnny Blaze from Toy Biz, and decent size. It's smaller than the other bikes, but it works. So there you have it. If you have that old Toy Biz motorcycle, you can, of course, use that with your Johnny Blaze. In fact, Toy Biz, they were not shy when it came to the motorcycles. They had they had their own Dan Ketch as well. They had Vengeance, which is another, shall we say, demon rider, and they even had a bike for Blade, even though that bike was kind of small. But this is what you got here with our Ghost Riders. So you see, for our closing shot here, I did manage to get the chain off of Ghost Rider's chest, his torso, and it was pretty simple. You just take off the head and it comes right on off, no problem. Nothing to try to squeeze through or anything like that. Doing so, however, on that note, when I removed the head, I found that the head is just sitting on a straight up ball. That's it. It's just a ball peg. It's not a hinge. It's not a dumbbell or anything like that. It's just a ball. So keep that in mind when you're messing with yours. If you guys have already figured that out by now, we know that I'm late to the party here because I've taken time off. But in case those of you that haven't, you can move that head, but be careful because, like I said, it's just a ball up there for that. But as you can see, this is how Ketch should look when he's wielding his flaming chain. Nothing around his chest at all. Overall, as far as the set itself is concerned, I'm loving it. Like I said in the beginning, it's a long time coming. Getting Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider, and his Hellcycle, we've got it now. Hasbro has killed it with the effects. I'm loving that. I think that there was a miss when it came to the, we'll call them the eye sockets. I think they should have had some type of shielding there, like maybe white. I believe they were white, or maybe like a very light blue or something like that. But I think they should have been filled in, not just left as gaps, as spaces. The other issue is, of course, Ghost Rider's height. This is a little bit smaller. Now, of course, when he's on the bike, you're not going to notice that. But if you, you can't unsee it once you've seen it. So that was a knock right there. But if you're going to be displaying your Ghost Rider on the bike, the size, the height size, the size, that's not going to really make any difference. When you're doing vanilla posing, that's when you're going to see it. If you're doing like action poses and stuff, you can, flub it right there with that. But it's still an issue. He's shorter than he should be. Other than that, this is a very, very nice set. If you have not gotten it, I would suggest getting it. And in fact, I may as well hard sell it now. If you look in my description below, you'll see my toy shop, and you can get yours from the toy shop, or just email me directly, and I'll I can we could do business that way too. So either way, Anyhow, enough of the hard sell. This has been Ghost Rider, Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider Deluxe, 85th anniversary deluxe set. We got some more deluxe coming. We got Scar coming. I should have already have done Superior Spider-Man, but of course I'm on my little hiatus. I'll get to them, and very soon, next week as a matter of fact, as of the recording of this video, we're going to be getting Odin and the Hulkbuster Iron Man, which are the last two in this 85th anniversary celebration. So definitely going to be on point for that. So stay tuned for that. Don't worry about it. There won't be any long month hiatuses before I put up those two videos. Anyway, once again, this has been The Ruckus, and I am back, y'all. Till next time, peace.